visiting high.
Ho, ho, ho. Tonight, we won't just peek into the mansions of Messi or Ronaldo. We'll uncover how these mega homes are more than luxury. They're secret banks, tax shields, investment engines. While most families decorate a tree, these stars decorate empires worth billions. And by the end, you'll see why celebrity mansions are not just houses, they're financial fortresses. Ho, ho, ho. My dear friends, let us begin our journey into the dazzling world of celebrity mansions with none other than Lionel Messi, the magician of football, the king of goals, and, as I will show you tonight, also a master of real estate. Now, you might know Messi for his left foot, but trust me, his right hand signs contracts for mansions that make even Santa's North Pole workshop look like a garden shed. And today, we're going to step inside his Miami palace, not just to marvel at the luxury, but to reveal how it doubles as one of the smartest investments in the world of elite real estate. Christmas Tree, the mansion itself. A Miami jewel, Messi's Miami property is more than just a house. It is a statement of power and belonging in one of the most competitive real estate markets in the world. Located in the exclusive area of Sunny Isles Beach, his mansion and associated penthouses he's owned boast sweeping views of the Atlantic Ocean, private access to pristine beaches, and amenities so extravagant they would make even a king jealous. Picture this: floor-to-ceiling windows framing the turquoise waters of Florida, infinity pools that blend with the horizon, a garage with space for his luxury cars, and interiors designed with marble, glass, and bespoke furniture. Every corner whispers, "This is not just a house. This is a fortress of status." Santa Claus, when I look at Messi's Miami home from above while flying my sleigh, I sometimes wonder if I should land the reindeer on his rooftop helipad instead of the chimney. Much safer, and I wouldn't scratch the marble floors. Ho, ho, ho. Moneybag, why Miami? Strategic location and investment magnet, why did Messi choose Miami? Well, beyond the sunshine and beaches, Miami has become the capital of luxury real estate in the Americas. Tax benefits. Florida has no state income tax, making it a haven for the wealthy. Global hub, Miami attracts billionaires from Latin America, Europe, and the US. Booming market, properties in the ultra-luxury segment have appreciated up to 30 to 40% in a few years. For Messi, this wasn't just about comfort. It was a strategic investment move. His Miami mansion isn't only a holiday paradise, it's a financial engine that grows in value each year, secured by the global demand for beachfront luxury. Santa Claus at the North Pole, land is free. But in Miami, 1 square meter costs more than my entire toy factory. That's why billionaires flock there, not for the cookies, but for the cash flow. Bank how private banks fit in. Here's the secret. Celebrities like Messi rarely buy such properties in cash, even though they could. Why? Because banks offer credit structures that make the purchase smarter. Collateralized loans. Messi can borrow against his income, endorsements, or even future earnings, letting the bank finance the property while his capital stays invested elsewhere. Trust structures. The property is often owned through companies or trusts, adding layers of privacy and tax efficiency. Liquidity play. By financing instead of paying cash, Messi ensures he has cash flow for other ventures, like buying other properties or even sports franchises in the future. Santa Claus, when an ordinary family buys a house, they worry about a 30-year mortgage. When Messi buys a mansion, he gets a line of credit that could buy 10 skyscrapers and pays less interest than I spend on hot chocolate. Ho, ho, ho. Building construction mansions as assets, not just homes. Here's where the magic lies. Messi's Miami home isn't just a house, it's an investment vehicle. Appreciation. Miami's ultra-luxury market has skyrocketed. A mansion worth $30 million today could be worth $50 million in 5 years. Rental income. Even if Messi never rents it out, properties like his can generate $100,000 plus per month if listed for short-term stays or film shoots. Wealth storage. Real estate is a way to store value away from volatile markets. Unlike stocks, a mansion is tangible and billionaires love tangible assets. Santa Claus, when I buy houses, they're made of gingerbread. They crumble in the snow. Messi buys houses that hold value like diamonds and taste a lot less sweet. Party bopper Christmas at Messi's mansion. Imagination meets reality. Now, let's add a touch of Christmas sparkle. Imagine Messi's Miami mansion in December, a 30-foot Christmas tree in the Grand Hall, decorated not with plastic ornaments, but with crystals. Stockings hung by a fireplace big enough to roast a whole turkey. Gifts wrapped in red and gold, not toys, but luxury watches, jewelry, and maybe even a set of car keys for a brand new Ferrari. Outside, the pool shimmering with floating lights, while the beach hosts a private fireworks show just for his family. Santa Claus, I tell you, when I stop by Messi's mansion, I almost leave the toys outside and just sneak in for the party. Ho, ho, ho! Bar chart market comparison. Messi versus other billionaires in Miami. Messi's mansion is part of a trend. Billionaires choosing Miami as a playground. Jeff Bezos has invested in multiple Miami properties. David Beckham has a mansion nearby as he also co-owns Inter Miami. Hedge fund managers and crypto tycoons are flooding into the city. This cluster of wealth creates a cycle. Property values keep rising, exclusivity tightens, and each mansion becomes more than a home. It becomes part of a billionaire's portfolio strategy. Santa Claus, it's like when reindeer flock together in winter. Safety in numbers. For billionaires, it's not safety, it's opportunity. Ho, ho, ho! Detective the hidden benefits of mansions like Messi's. These properties carry hidden advantages. Privacy, built with gated access, private security, and sometimes even underground bunkers. Networking, living near other billionaires increases influence and access to opportunities. Legacy, a mansion can be passed to children, becoming part of a family's generational wealth. And for the banks, these mansions are perfect collateral. If Messi ever wanted a $200 million loan tomorrow, his Miami property could back part of it instantly. Santa Claus Santa's anecdote on Messi's mansion. Santa Claus, one year, as I flew over Miami on Christmas Eve, I saw Messi's mansion glowing so brightly I thought it was a new star guiding my sleigh. I landed on the balcony, and there was the biggest Christmas stocking I've ever seen, taller than me, and stuffed with gifts so heavy I nearly fell over trying to peek inside. Ho, ho, ho. Let's just say, Messi's Christmas makes even Santa jealous. Santa Claus, so my dear friends, Messi's Miami mansion isn't just a playground of luxury. It's a fortress of finance, a symbol of status, and a machine for building wealth. While ordinary families see a house as a home, billionaires like Messi see it as an investment, one that grows in value, hides in trusts, and shines brightest at Christmas. That is the real magic behind celebrity mansions. They're not just castles of comfort, they're engines of empire. 2. Cristiano Ronaldo's Lisbon and Riyadh mansions. Football money meets private banking. Ho, ho, ho. Now, my dear friends, after flying over Messi's glittering Miami palace, it's time to visit another football king, a man whose muscles are as polished as his mansions, whose trophies sparkle as much as his chandeliers, and whose brand is as valuable as a small nation. Yes, indeed, we are talking about Cristiano Ronaldo, CR7, the superstar who not only scores goals, but also builds real estate empires across continents. And tonight, Santa will take you on a magical sleigh ride over his Lisbon penthouse, his Riyadh palace, and beyond, to reveal how Cristiano turns homes into investments, symbols, and financial fortresses. Christmas tree Cristiano's Lisbon penthouse, Europe's crown jewel. In Lisbon, Ronaldo owns a penthouse that once made headlines as the most expensive apartment ever sold in Portugal. The property, located in the upscale Avenida da Liberdade area, cost him around 7 million euros. With panoramic views of the Tagus River, luxurious interiors, and private amenities like a spa, gym, and pool, it's not just a home, it's a masterpiece of urban real estate. Santa Claus, when I flew over Lisbon one Christmas Eve, I almost mistook Ronaldo's penthouse terrace for a landing strip. Wide, golden lit, and glittering with Christmas decorations, it was calling out for Santa's sleigh like a lighthouse for reindeer. This property is more than just comfort. It's strategically located in one of Europe's fastest-growing luxury real estate markets. Lisbon, once overlooked, has become a magnet for wealthy investors from all over the world, driving property values sky-high. Ronaldo's penthouse not only gave him prestige, but also capital appreciation. Today, it could easily be worth double its purchase price. Castle the Riyadh Palace, Cristiano in Saudi Arabia. When Ronaldo signed his record-breaking deal with Al Nassr in Saudi Arabia, the world didn't just watch his goals. They also watched his move into a royal-level mansion in Riyadh. Reports suggest that the palace has over 17 rooms, a swimming pool, 2 gyms, a cinema, and gardens big enough for a reindeer race. Saudi Arabia's luxury real estate market is booming, with billion-dollar projects like NEOM and futuristic cities rising from the desert sands. By moving into Riyadh's elite circles, Ronaldo isn't just enjoying luxury, he's positioning himself in a country where wealth is reshaping the future. His palace symbolizes not only his football success, but also his role as a global icon partnering with an oil-rich kingdom. Santa Claus, when I passed over Riyadh on my sleigh, I nearly got lost. I thought I saw a palace belonging to a prince, but no, it was Cristiano's. Towers, lights, fountains, and a Christmas tree taller than my workshop. Ho, 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 Bank Cristiano and private banking. How mansions are financed. Here's the truth, my friends. Ronaldo may be one of the highest-paid athletes in history, but like Messi and other billionaires, he doesn't pay for mansions in cash. No, no, no. That would be inefficient. Instead, Cristiano uses the services of private banks, which turn his football earnings and brand empire into collateral for vast lines of credit. Credit against contracts. His Al Nassr contract, worth hundreds of millions, can be used to secure financing. Banks know those earnings are guaranteed. Collateralized loans. Ronaldo's global properties and even brand CR7 act as assets banks can lend against. Tax optimization. By financing purchases rather than paying upfront, Ronaldo avoids triggering taxes on liquidations and keeps his wealth invested. Santa Claus, ordinary families save for years to buy a house. Cristiano plays one match, scores a goal, and his banker says, "Congratulations, here's 10 million euros in credit for your next mansion." Ho, ho, ho. Gemstone homes as status symbols and business assets. Cristiano's mansions serve multiple purposes. Yes, they're luxurious residences, but they're also status symbols and business tools. Prestige. Owning the most expensive penthouse in Lisbon sends a message. Ronaldo isn't just a footballer, he's a brand. Networking. In Riyadh, his palace connects him to Saudi royalty and businessmen, opening doors to partnerships far beyond football. Revenue generation. Properties like his Lisbon penthouse could easily generate 6 figures per month if rented for events or films. Legacy. These homes will remain in his family, passed down as generational wealth. Santa Claus, when I deliver gifts to Cristiano's kids, I need a map just to find the Christmas tree inside his mansion. And sometimes I get lost in the garage before I even reach the stockings. Ho, 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 party popper. Cristiano's global real estate portfolio beyond Lisbon and Riyadh. Ronaldo's empire extends worldwide. Mansions in Madrid, linked to his Real Madrid glory days. A luxury villa in Turin from his Juventus chapter. Properties in Madeira, his birthplace, including a spectacular family home. Homes in New York as part of his international brand building. Each property tells a story of his career, but also forms part of a global real estate strategy. Diversified across countries, currencies, and markets, his portfolio functions like an investment fund, one made of marble, chandeliers, and private pools. Bar chart the numbers behind the mansions. Cristiano is estimated to have invested over 30 to 40 million euros in real estate. But here's the magic. Those properties today could be worth nearly double, thanks to appreciation in prime markets. His real estate isn't just luxury, it's leverage. Lisbon penthouse likely doubled in value since purchase. Riyadh palace priceless, given his unique deal and connections. Madrid villa prime market, consistently rising. Madeira home, an emotional asset, but also a tourist landmark. Santa Claus, if you think of Cristiano's mansions as monopoly houses, he's already built hotels on Boardwalk and Park Place. Ho, 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 Santa Claus Santa's anecdotes from CR7's home Santa Claus one Christmas Eve. I landed on Cristiano's Lisbon penthouse. I saw a Christmas stocking embroidered with CR7 in gold. Inside, not oranges or candy, but a Rolex and a set of car keys. I left him some cookies, and in return, he left me protein bars. Always the athlete. Ho, 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 Santa Claus in Riyadh. I needed a GPS to find the living room. His palace is so big, I almost asked one of the camels outside for directions. By the time I found the Christmas tree, the reindeer were already napping in the courtyard. Santa Claus, so my dear friends, Cristiano Ronaldo's mansions are not just palaces of marble and gold. They're symbols of his brand, engines of wealth, and keys to global influence. His Lisbon penthouse proves he is the king of Europe's luxury market. His Riyadh palace shows he has entered the world of oil, royalty, and power. And his global portfolio tells us that Cristiano isn't just scoring goals on the pitch, he's scoring in the world of finance. That, my friends, is the true beauty of a footballer who thinks like a billionaire banker. 3. Beyoncé and Jay-Z, the $200 million Malibu estate. Ho, ho, ho. After soaring above Messi's Miami Palace and Ronaldo's mighty mansions, our sleigh now glides over the golden coast of California. And here, my dear friends, lies one of the most jaw-dropping, record-shattering real estate purchases in modern history, the $200 million Malibu estate of Beyoncé and Jay-Z. Yes, indeed, the queen and king of music don't just rule the charts, they rule the real estate game. Tonight, Santa will take you inside their Malibu fortress, and I'll show you why this home is more than just a mansion. It's a financial empire disguised as a holiday dream. Christmas Tree the Malibu Marvel. Largest purchase in California history in 2023, Beyoncé and Jay-Z made headlines worldwide when they purchased a sprawling modern estate in Malibu for an astonishing $200 million. That price tag made it the most expensive home ever sold in California and one of the most expensive in the entire United States. The estate, designed by Japanese architect Tadao Ando, is a modernist masterpiece, a blend of concrete, glass, and light, sitting on 8 acres of oceanfront property overlooking the Pacific. With nearly 40,000 square feet of living space, the mansion includes multiple pools, a private spa, recording studios, guest houses, and gardens that roll down to the beach. Santa Claus, when I flew past it one Christmas Eve, I thought I had discovered a new luxury hotel. Then I realized, no, this isn't a resort. This is just the Carter family's home. Ho, 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 money back why $200 million makes sense. Yes, really. To most people, $200 million on a house sounds absurd. But for Beyoncé and Jay-Z, it's actually a brilliant financial move. Why? Because Malibu's ultra-luxury real estate market is one of the safest and fastest appreciating in the world. Scarcity factor. Oceanfront Malibu properties are extremely limited. There's only so much coastline, and billionaires fight for it. Architectural prestige. Designed by Tadao Ando, the estate isn't just a house, it's a work of art. And art appreciates in value. Portfolio diversification. Instead of holding all their wealth in cash or stocks, they anchor it in prime real estate that resists inflation. Generational wealth. This estate isn't just for them. It will remain in the Carter family for generations. Santa Claus, most families buy a house hoping it'll go up in value a little. Beyoncé and Jay-Z buy a house knowing it'll go up by tens of millions in just a few years. That's what I call turning bricks into gold. Ho, 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 bank house superstars finance super mansions. Here's the secret sauce. Even with billions in net worth, Beyoncé and Jay-Z didn't just write a check for $200 million. Celebrities of their caliber almost always work with private banks to structure deals like this. Mega mortgages, jumbo loans. Banks happily lend $100 million plus to clients like the Carters, using the mansion as collateral. Trusts and LLCs. The estate is likely owned through layers of companies to protect privacy and minimize taxes. Leverage. By financing the property, Beyoncé and Jay-Z keep their liquid cash invested in businesses, music catalogs, and ventures, earning more than the cost of their loan. Santa Claus, when I buy houses, I use gingerbread and candy.
When Beyoncé buys houses, she uses Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan. Same foundation, very different results. Ho, ho, ho. Microphone the music empire meets real estate. What makes this estate so fascinating is that it's not separate from their careers. It's part of their empire. Jay-Z the businessman. He has stakes in liquor companies, streaming
Services, art collections, and now real estate. Beyoncé the brand. Every property she owns becomes part of her larger image, inspiring fashion shoots, music videos, and lifestyle branding. Cross-pollination. Their Malibu estate could easily serve as a venue for private concerts, elite events, or brand showcases, turning a home into a revenue-generating asset. Santa Claus, for me, my home is a cozy cabin at the North Pole. For Beyoncé and Jay-Z, their home is both a palace and a stage. Even their Christmas dinner probably comes with a soundtrack and choreography. Ho, 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 party bopper imagining Christmas at the Carter Mansion. Picture this, a 50-foot Christmas tree rising in the main hall, decorated with Swarovski crystals instead of tinsel. Stockings embroidered with gold thread, each one filled not with candy, but with diamond bracelets, rare art books, and perhaps the keys to a new luxury car. Private chefs preparing a Christmas feast with Michelin star menus, paired with the finest champagnes. In the backyard, the Pacific waves sparkle under fireworks as blue ivy and the twins unwrap gifts bigger than Santa's sleigh. Santa Claus, when I pass by their home on Christmas Eve, I sometimes wonder if they even need me. The gifts under their tree make my toy sack look like pocket change. Ho, 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 bar chart the investment angle. From Malibu to the world, the Malibu estate isn't just about lifestyle. It's part of a larger investment strategy the Carters have mastered. They own multiple properties across the U.S., including a Bel Air mansion worth $88 million. They diversify across real estate, art, and music catalogs. Their Malibu purchase solidifies them as players in the global elite investor class. If Malibu beachfront prices continue to rise, and they will, their $200 million estate could be worth $250, $300 million within a decade. That's a $100 million gain just for living in luxury. Santa Claus, for most people, the biggest investment of their life is their house. For Beyoncé and Jay-Z, their house is not just an investment, it's a fortune-making machine wrapped in concrete and glass. Detective the hidden power of owning the most expensive house. There's another angle here. Influence. Owning the most expensive home in California sends a clear message. It cements Beyoncé and Jay-Z not only as cultural icons, but as power players in global wealth circles. When billionaires gather, prestige matters. And nothing says prestige like a $200 million oceanfront fortress. This home isn't just a residence. It's a calling card, a conversation starter, a throne. Santa Claus, when I deliver gifts, I make a list and check it twice. When the Carters buy homes, they make a list of billionaires and check whose property they've just outshone. Ho, 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 Santa Claus Santa's anecdote on the Carter Mansion. Santa Claus, one Christmas Eve, as I flew over Malibu, I saw a mansion so bright I thought it was a new North Star guiding my sleigh. I landed on the terrace and found the largest Christmas stocking I'd ever seen. It was taller than a reindeer. Inside, there wasn't candy. There were luxury watches, rare wines, and a note that read, "Thank you, Santa, but we've already taken care of the rest." Ho, 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 Santa Claus. So, my dear friends, Beyoncé and Jay-Z's Malibu estate is more than just a mansion. It's a monument to success, a fortress of investment, a statement of power, and a palace for the holidays. With $200 million poured into concrete and dreams, they've not only bought a home, they've bought history. And for them, Christmas isn't just about unwrapping gifts. It's about unwrapping empires. For Hollywood icons, from Kim Kardashian to Tom Cruise. After visiting the Miami coast with Messi, the palaces of Ronaldo, and the Malibu fortress of Beyoncé and Jay-Z, our sleigh now glides into the glittering hills of Los Angeles, the kingdom of Hollywood. Here, fame and fortune collide, and luxury isn't optional, it's the very air these stars breathe. Tonight, we'll peek inside the mansions of icons like Kim Kardashian and Tom Cruise, Homes that are more than just places to live. They are stages, investments, and empires. And yes, even at Christmas, they shine brighter than Rudolph's nose. Palm tree Kim Kardashian. The hidden empire in Hidden Hills Kim Kardashian is more than a reality star. She's a billionaire entrepreneur, a beauty mogul, and a master of branding. And her mansions? They're not just backdrops for Instagram posts, they're power assets. In Hidden Hills, California, Kim owns an estate valued at over $60 million. Minimalist in design, with white walls, vast open spaces, and natural light, it's often called a monastery of modern luxury. But don't be fooled, behind the Zen aesthetic lies one of the most profitable uses of real estate in celebrity culture. Santa Claus. When I passed over Kim's home last Christmas, I thought I had flown into a snow palace. White walls, glowing light silence, until I saw paparazzi hiding in the bushes. Ho, 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 money back the business angle. Kim's house is more than a home. It's a studio, a set, a brand headquarters. Every photo shoot, every reality show episode, every Instagram post filmed inside increases the mansion's symbolic value. For her, real estate is part of her business model. Appreciation. Hidden Hills is one of the most exclusive gated communities in California. Property values have skyrocketed. Branding. Fans associate Kim's aesthetic with luxury minimalism, a style that reinforces her billion-dollar beauty empire. Privacy. With security tighter than Santa's vault of toys, her home is a fortress against unwanted eyes. Santa Claus. Most families decorate their living rooms for Christmas photos. Kim decorates hers for 1 billion followers. Now that's what I call scaling holiday cheer. Ho, 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 Castle Tom Cruise. The maverick of mansions. Now let's soar with Tom Cruise, Hollywood's ultimate action star. Known for doing his own stunts, Tom also knows how to make dramatic moves in real estate. One of his most famous properties was a sprawling Colorado estate in Telluride, once valued at $39 million. With over 300 acres of land, it was a retreat of privacy, luxury, and cinematic views. Rumor has it he even practiced flying helicopters nearby, because of course he did. Santa Claus. When I visited his Telluride estate one Christmas, I almost mistook the runway for one of my sleigh landing zones. And yes, I swear I saw Tom himself sprinting across the snow like in Mission Impossible. Ho, 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 briefcase investment and strategy. Tom's properties aren't just for living. They're chess pieces in a larger game. He has bought and sold multiple estates in California and New York, often flipping them for massive profits. His Telluride estate, sold for around $39 million, was part of a strategy to restructure his wealth portfolio. His homes are chosen for privacy, essential for a star constantly pursued by fans and paparazzi. Santa Claus. For me, privacy means flying above the clouds. For Tom, it means owning enough land that even Santa's binoculars can't spot him easily. Think how Hollywood stars finance their palaces like Messi, Ronaldo, and the Carters. Hollywood icons use private banking to finance their mega mansions. Collateral loans. Kim can borrow against her companies, like schemes, while Tom can borrow against future film contracts. Trusts and LLCs. These protect privacy. Often, the true owner of a mansion isn't even listed by name. Leverage for investments. Instead of paying in cash, stars keep their fortunes. Santa Claus. When Kim redecorates, she calls interior designers. When Tom remodels, he probably parachutes in through the roof. But either way, the banks are there with golden credit lines to make it happen. Ho, 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 party popper Christmas and Hollywood mansions. Imagine December in Hollywood's most luxurious homes. Kim Kardashian's minimalist halls glowing with giant crystal trees, white lights, and parties with the A-list elite. Stockings filled not with candy, but with luxury perfumes, diamonds, and designer watches. Tom Cruise's estate lit up like a movie set, with fireworks and maybe even fighter jets flying overhead to mark Christmas Eve. Santa Claus. When I land in Hollywood, I almost feel like I'm entering a film set. The houses sparkle brighter than the stars in the sky. Sometimes, I wonder if I should hire a film crew to follow me while I deliver the presents. Bar chart. The investment power of celebrity real estate. Both Kim and Tom demonstrate a crucial truth. Celebrity mansions are not just personal indulgences, they are financial instruments. Kim turns her estate into a branding powerhouse, increasing the value of her businesses. Tom flips properties like a seasoned investor, timing the markets for maximum profit. Both benefit from property appreciation in prime markets like Los Angeles, New York, and Colorado. Santa Claus, when ordinary people buy houses, they hope the value rises. When celebrities buy houses, they know the value rises because their very names make the property more iconic. Santa Claus Santa's anecdotes from Hollywood Santa Claus. One Christmas, I landed on Kim's roof and was nearly blinded. Her house was so white and glowing, I thought I had entered a snowstorm. In her stocking, I found designer makeup kits wrapped like candy. Ho, ho, ho. Santa Claus, another Christmas, I visited Tom Cruise's mansion. I tried to sneak in quietly, but before I knew it, Tom was sprinting across the living room, doing stunts, and almost climbing the Christmas tree. I left the gifts quickly and escaped before he tried to recruit me for Mission Impossible 8. Ho, ho, ho. Santa Claus closing of the chapter Santa Claus. So, my dear friends, the mansions of Kim Kardashian and Tom Cruise show us the dual role of celebrity real estate. They are homes, yes, but also stages, studios, and strategies. Kim's minimalist palace is a brand factory, while Tom's estates are investments and retreats. And in Hollywood, every mansion is more than a house, it's part of the legend.
At Christmas, these homes glitter like movie sets, and while I may just pass by with my sleigh, I tip my hat to the stars who have turned their roofs into golden empires. 5. The side investments: yachts, jets, and Christmas palaces.
My dear friends, we've already explored Messi's oceanfront paradise, Ronaldo's royal palaces, and the record-breaking Malibu fortress of Beyoncé and Jay-Z. We've wandered through Kim Kardashian's minimalist empire and Tom Cruise's action star estates. But tonight, as my sleigh soars across the oceans and skies, I must reveal another truth. For billionaires and celebrities, the mansions are just the beginning. The real luxury begins when the homes extend onto the seas, into the skies, and into holiday palaces that make my North Pole workshop look like a cottage. Yes, indeed. Let's dive into the world of yachts, jets, and Christmas palaces, the side investments that define ultimate wealth, motorboat super yachts, floating mansions on the sea. For billionaires, having a mansion isn't enough. Why stay in one place when you can take your mansion with you? Sailing the Caribbean, docking at Monaco, or hosting Christmas parties on the French Riviera. That's what super yachts represent: mobility, privacy, and ultimate luxury. The average super yacht owned by celebrities costs between $50 million and $300 million. They come with swimming pools, helipads, cinemas, spas, gyms, and sometimes even submarines. Crew sizes rival boutique hotels, 20, 30, even 50 staff dedicated to pampering one family. Santa Claus, when I fly over St. Bart's on Christmas Eve, I often see yachts glowing like floating Christmas trees. From above, they look like ornaments scattered across the ocean. Sometimes I almost park the sleigh on the helipad, but the reindeer don't like the waves. Ho, ho, ho. Anchor celebrity yachts at Christmas. Cristiano Ronaldo has rented yachts in the Mediterranean, with deck parties that light up the coastline. Beyoncé and Jay-Z are known to charter super yachts for holidays, turning them into floating concert venues. Movie stars like Leonardo DiCaprio or Tom Hanks use yachts as holiday escapes, hosting private Christmas gatherings under the stars. Moneybag investment angle yachts might seem like luxuries that lose value, and often they do. But billionaires use them strategically, chartering. Renting yachts to others can bring in millions per season. Branding. Yachts become stages for photo shoots, branding, and private events. Networking. Deals are closed on yachts. Business meetings at sea are as valuable as any boardroom. Santa Claus, when I host a Christmas party, it's in my cabin. When billionaires host one, it's on a yacht with Michelin star chefs, DJs, and maybe a tiger on the deck for decoration. Very different scales, ho, ho, ho. Airplane private jets, mansions in the sky. If yachts are mansions on the sea, then private jets are mansions in the sky. And for celebrities, jets aren't just about travel, they're about freedom. No airports, no lines, no paparazzi. Just luxury, speed, and the ability to wake up in Paris, ski in Courchevel by noon, and dine in Dubai by midnight. The cost of a private jet ranges from $30 million to $90 million. Celebrities often customize interiors with bedrooms, lounges, and even showers. Some jets are so opulent, they make first class look like economy. Santa Claus, I may have a sleigh pulled by reindeer, but even I envy the speed of these private jets. No customs, no lines, and heated leather seats. My sleigh only has bells and hay. Ho, 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 airplane departure celebrities, and Jets Messi owns a private jet with his jersey number 10 engraved on the tail. Inside, it has a family lounge and bedrooms. Ronaldo frequently travels on a Gulfstream, sometimes personalized with the CR7 brand. Hollywood icons like Tom Cruise, who is also a licensed pilot, often fly their own jets. Money-bag investment angle jets aren't usually profitable, but billionaires use them to amplify business opportunities. Time is money. A private jet lets them manage global empires without wasting hours. Tax write-offs. Jets used for business can qualify as deductible expenses. Chartering. Some celebrities rent out their jets when not in use, offsetting costs. Santa Claus, while you're stuck at the airport eating stale sandwiches, billionaires are sipping champagne at 40,000 feet. And me? I'm eating cookies in midair with reindeer droppings for company. Ho, ho, ho. Christmas tree Christmas palaces. Seasonal luxury taken to extremes. Now comes the most magical part, the Christmas palaces. For the ultra-rich, celebrating the holidays isn't just about a tree and stockings. It's about transforming entire estates, or even renting castles, resorts, or islands into private Christmas wonderlands. Santa Claus examples of Christmas palaces, Courchevel chalets. French Alps billionaires rent chalets for $1 million plus a week, complete with private chefs, ski instructors, and indoor spas. Imagine waking up to snow-covered peaks with a Christmas tree decorated in Cartier ornaments. Dubai hotels. Some stars rent entire wings of 7-star hotels with gold-plated decorations and artificial snow flown in to mimic a winter wonderland. Private islands. Others choose to spend Christmas in the Maldives or the Caribbean, renting entire islands and building temporary Christmas villages for family and friends. Santa Claus, one year I flew over the Maldives and thought I saw a glowing Christmas town. Turns out, a billionaire had recreated the North Pole on his private island, complete with reindeer flown in from Scandinavia. I almost filed a copyright complaint. Ho, 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 Moneybag, why palaces make sense exclusivity. Christmas becomes not just a holiday, but a spectacle of power. Memories. Families use these palaces to create once-in-a-lifetime experiences. Status. Posting photos from a Christmas palace on Instagram? Priceless for personal branding. Think how banks enable yachts, jets, and palaces. Behind every yacht, jet, and palace stands a bank. Even billionaires leverage credit lines, loans, and private banking services to finance their luxuries. Yachts can be financed like floating assets. Jets are often leased through companies to maximize tax efficiency. Palaces and holiday estates are bought through offshore entities for privacy. Santa Claus, when I deliver toys, I just need a sleigh and some cookies. When billionaires want toys, their bankers orchestrate fleets of planes, ships, and castles. It takes more than elves, it takes entire financial armies. Ho, 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 Santa Claus Santa's anecdotes of side investments. Santa Claus, one Christmas, I stopped by Ronaldo's yacht. The tree was taller than my sleigh, and the gifts? A Ferrari key, a Rolex, and a diamond bracelet. I almost stayed for the party, but the reindeer don't like sea travel. Santa Claus, another year, I flew past Messi's private jet. He had a Christmas dinner served midair with turkey, champagne, and even a choir singing carols in the cabin. Meanwhile, I was eating cookies with crumbs freezing in my beard. Santa Claus, and once, in Dubai, I saw a billionaire rent an entire palace for Christmas. The halls were filled with golden ornaments, live reindeer, and snow machines blowing flakes into the desert air. I thought I had been replaced. Ho, ho, ho. Santa Claus, so, my dear friends, remember this. For the ultra-rich, luxury doesn't end with mansions. It sails on yachts, flies on jets, and shines in Christmas palaces built just for one season. These side investments are not only symbols of wealth, but also tools of business, networking, and legacy. And as Santa, I must confess, sometimes even my sleigh feels humble when I see what these billionaires create for the holidays. But no matter how big the yachts or how golden the palaces, I'll always arrive with the one gift they cannot buy, the magic of Christmas itself. 6. Private banking secrets behind celebrity mansions. Ho, ho, ho. My dear friends, we've traveled together through golden mansions, snowy chalets, yachts glowing on the seas, and jets soaring in the skies. But tonight, I'll reveal to you the greatest secret of all. These celebrities and billionaires are not alone when they build their empires. Behind every mansion, behind every palace, behind every yacht, there's an invisible army at work, private bankers. Yes, indeed. While my elves work with toys and ribbons, their elves work with contracts and credit lines. And without them, many of the mansions we've seen tonight would never exist. Christmas tree, why celebrities don't pay cash, here's the first big surprise. Most celebrities and billionaires don't pay cash for their properties, even though they could. Why? Because the rich play a different game. Leverage. Instead of tying up $200 million in a mansion, they use loans so their money can keep working in other investments, stocks, businesses, art. Tax efficiency. By borrowing, they avoid liquidating assets that would trigger massive tax bills. Privacy. Properties are often purchased through trusts and shell companies, making it harder for the public to track them. Santa Claus, when ordinary families buy homes, they take 30-year mortgages and pray the bank says yes. When billionaires buy homes, the bank brings them champagne and says, "How many mansions would you like this year?" Ho, ho, ho. Adult briefcase, the role of private bankers. Private bankers are not just financial advisors. They're like personal elves for billionaires, solving problems before they even appear. They arrange mega mortgages, loans of $50 million, $100 million, even $200 million, secured against the star's income and assets. They set up offshore entities to protect privacy and optimize taxes. They coordinate with luxury brands, auction houses, and real estate brokers to secure unique deals. They even manage logistics, ensuring a Picasso arrives safely at a Malibu mansion before Christmas morning. Santa Claus, my elves make sure dolls don't break before they reach the tree. These bankers make sure diamonds worth millions arrive on time and fully insured. A slightly different level of stress. Ho, ho, ho. Credit are the tools of the ultra-rich to understand how celebrities finance their luxuries. We must look at their financial tools, cards and credit lines that make Santa's magic bag look small. Amex Centurion, black card offered only by invitation with unlimited spending power. Many celebs use it to book entire hotels for Christmas. JP Morgan Reserve Card, available only to clients with $10 million plus at the bank. Perfect for buying jets or chalets. Dubai First Royale MasterCard, decorated with gold and diamonds, it's rumored to have no credit limit. But the real secret isn't the card itself. It's the credit lines behind it, often stretching into hundreds of millions. Santa Claus, when I give gifts, I carry them in a red sack. When billionaires give gifts, they swipe a card so powerful it could probably buy my entire sleigh in one transaction. Ho, 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 bar chart collateral. How mansions become money machines here is where it gets really clever. Billionaires use their mansions as collateral. Messi's Miami estate can secure loans for future investments. Ronaldo's Lisbon penthouse is not just a home, but a financial instrument. Beyoncé's Malibu fortress can unlock hundreds of millions in credit. By pledging these homes as security, celebrities get cash without selling, keeping both the mansion and the liquidity. Santa Claus, for most families, the house is the biggest debt of their life. For billionaires, the house is the biggest piggy bank of their life. Ho, 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 Santa Claus Santa's banking stories. Santa Claus, one Christmas, I visited a mansion in Beverly Hills where the stockings weren't filled with candy. They were filled with bank documents. The parents had gifted their children shares of a trust fund. Imagine waking up to find not a toy car, but the deed to a $20 million villa. Ho, 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 Santa Claus another year in Dubai. I saw a banker deliver a Christmas present. Not a wrapped box, but a folder containing access to a $100 million credit line. The children were unwrapping toys, but the father was unwrapping financial power. Different scales, my friends. Sparkles why December is the hot month for private banks. December is especially busy for private bankers. While families decorate trees, bankers are finalizing trust transfers for tax advantages, coordinating last-minute mega purchases, diamonds, art, mansions, structuring inheritance plans disguised as Christmas gifts. Santa Claus, when I check my naughty and nice list, I'm looking for who gets toys. When banks check their December lists, they're looking for who gets villas, credit lines, and tax shelters. Ho, ho, ho. Bank the symbiosis of banks and celebrities. Banks need celebrities as much as celebrities need banks. For banks, handling the finances of global icons is prestige advertising. Imagine being the banker who arranged Beyoncé's $200 million Malibu purchase or Ronaldo's Riyadh Palace deal. That's a golden badge of honor in the financial world. Celebrities, in turn, rely on banks for discretion, strategy, and speed. The relationship is one of mutual power. Celebrities get their luxuries. Banks get their profits. Santa Claus, I have elves, reindeer, and Mrs. Claus. Celebrities have private bankers, lawyers, and offshore accounts. Different teams, same mission. Deliver the goods by Christmas Eve. Ho, ho, ho. Santa Claus, so, my dear friends, now you know the secret behind the glittering mansions of the stars. They're not just bought with cash and fame. They're powered by invisible hands, private banks, working day and night to turn contracts into castles and loans into legacies. Every mansion is not just a home, but a carefully crafted financial masterpiece. And at Christmas, when the lights are shining and the stockings are hung, remember this. Santa may bring the toys, but the bankers bring the billions. 7 Santa's naughty and nice mansion list. My dear friends, we have flown together across oceans, deserts, and snowy mountains. We've peeked inside Messi's Miami fortress, Ronaldo's Lisbon penthouse and Riyadh palace, Beyoncé and Jay-Z's Malibu kingdom, Kim Kardashian's minimalist empire, Tom Cruise's action star estates, and even yachts, jets, and Christmas palaces that shine brighter than my sleigh bells. But before I return to the North Pole, I must open one last list. Yes, indeed, not my classic naughty or nice list for toys, but my mansion naughty and nice list, where I rank the glittering homes of the stars I've visited each Christmas. How's the nice list? Messi's Miami mansion nice, because it's a clever investment. Ocean views, booming market, a fortress of wealth that grows each year. Messi, you've been a very wise boy. Ronaldo's Lisbon penthouse and Riyadh palace nice, because you diversify across continents. One home rooted in Europe, another in the Middle East. Ronaldo, your portfolio sparkles as much as your trophy case. Beyoncé and Jay-Z's Malibu estate nice, because you broke records. The most expensive house in California. You've turned concrete into history. Ho, ho, ho. Kim Kardashian's Hidden Hills home nice, because you turned your mansion into a business tool. Filming, branding, empire building, even your walls work harder than most elves. Tom Cruise's mountain retreat nice, because you balance privacy with profit. A home where you can escape, but also a clever sale when the market is right. Smiling face with horns, the naughty list. Santa Claus, oh yes. Even billionaires make mistakes sometimes. Some celebrities buy mansions too fast, only to abandon them. Naughty. Others spend fortunes decorating Christmas palaces just for Instagram photos. Naughty. And a few hide their properties so well in offshore accounts that even Santa struggles to find the chimney. Very naughty. Santa Claus, but don't worry, I always find a way, and even if it means sliding through a bank vault. Ho, ho, ho. Christmas tree Santa's reflections on celebrity wealth. Santa Claus. So what have we learned, my dear friends? That mansions are more than homes. They are financial strategies, symbols of power, and legacies for generations. Celebrities may shine on stage or on the pitch, but their real empires are often built of marble, glass, and stone. And behind every door, behind every wall, there's a private banker pulling strings, making sure the lights stay on and the deals close before the year ends. Santa Claus, for me, Christmas will always be about cookies, children's laughter, and reindeer bells. But for the rich and famous, Christmas is also about real estate contracts, credit lines, and champagne in Malibu. Two worlds, very different, and yet both full of magic. Santa Claus, now, my dear friends, it's your turn. Yes, you sitting comfortably, watching this video. Santa wants to hear from you in the comments below. Because even if you don't have a $200 million Malibu estate or a Riyadh palace, you have dreams, wishes, and ideas that sparkle just as bright. Backhand index pointing right if you could choose one celebrity mansion to live in for Christmas. Messi's Miami Fortress, Ronaldo's Riyadh Palace, Beyoncé's Malibu record breaker, Kim's minimalist palace, or Tom Cruise's mountain retreat. Which one would it be, and why? Backhand index pointing right, would you rather spend Christmas on a yacht in St. Bart's, a private jet over the Alps, or in a chalet in Cornwall with snow falling outside? Backhand index pointing right, if Santa gave you the Amex Black Card for one day, what would you buy? A mansion, a jet, a yacht, or maybe all three? Backhand index pointing right, what's the most extravagant gift you have ever received at Christmas? And what's the most extravagant gift you dream of receiving one day? Santa Claus, write your answers below, ho, ho, ho. Don't be shy. Santa reads every comment, and who knows, maybe your dream will inspire the next video on this channel. Santa Claus, so, my dear friends, thank you for joining me on this sleigh ride across the mansions of the rich and famous. We've seen palaces that glitter like stars, banks that move billions like toys, and lifestyles so grand they almost make Santa jealous. But remember this, whether your Christmas is spent in a Malibu mansion or a modest home, the true wealth of the season is joy, love, and laughter shared with family and friends. That, my friends, is the one gift no bank can finance and no mansion can replace. Santa Claus, now it's time for me to feed the reindeer, polish the sleigh, and prepare for another magical night. Don't forget to leave me cookies and maybe a glass of champagne this year. Until next time, Merry Christmas, ho ho ho. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, because Santa's sleigh flies faster when fueled by your support.